Have you ever wondered how to increase your confidence and feel happier about yourself? Have you ever wondered how to love yourself more? Have you ever heard of self-love? Sounds nice, right? But do you really know how important it is for your life? Self-love is like a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. It guides you, protects you, and fills you with light. It's that feeling of value, acceptance, and self-confidence that allows you to face any challenge. We all deserve to feel good about ourselves. That's why today we're going to talk about something very important: how to develop true self-love. What exactly self-love and self-confidence are is a topic of much controversy in today's society. It is not uncommon to confuse love with ego, narcissism, arrogance, and arrogance. Low self-esteem is usually associated with a lack of self-love, and high self-esteem is wrongly associated with arrogant, overbearing, or narcissistic people. However, self-love is not something that can be easily confused with these concepts. Self-love is taking care of yourself, respecting yourself, and valuing yourself. We have to understand that self-love implies great maturity and is a reinforcement of morale and, to a great extent, of personal satisfaction. What we want to talk about today is how we can, over the years, develop unconditional love for ourselves and not depend on external validation. In this video, we're going to discover together what exactly self-love is, why it's so important, and how to develop it on a daily basis. Will you join me? This is going to be an eye-opening and inspiring journey that you can't miss. The essence of self-love. What exactly is self-love? That's the crux of the matter. Its benefits are often talked about, but not always clearly explained. Self-love is the appreciation, respect, and consideration that a person feels towards himself. It's not just about looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're great, although that helps. It's much deeper. It's about knowing yourself, accepting your imperfections, taking care of your physical and emotional well-being, and setting healthy boundaries. It is the value we give to our entire person, including our qualities, defects, experiences, and emotions. It is like a deep and intimate friendship that we establish with ourselves. This relationship with ourselves is like the one we establish with our best friend. It is based on acceptance, respect, trust, and compassion. We recognize and accept our strengths and weaknesses without judgment. We value our needs, limits, and opinions. We firmly believe in our abilities and potential and treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Why is self-love so important? Imagine you are a tree. To grow strong and healthy, you need deep roots to feed you. Well, self-love is like those roots. When you love yourself, you feel more confident, happier, and more capable of achieving your goals. Plus, it helps you build healthier, more satisfying relationships with others. Self-love is the foundation of our happiness and well-being. It is like the fertile soil in which all our relationships and achievements grow. When we love and value ourselves, we feel safe, confident, and able to face life's challenges. Self-love strengthens our self-esteem, that is, the value we place on ourselves. Healthy self-esteem allows us to face criticism, failures, and challenges with greater resilience. When we love ourselves, we establish healthier and more satisfying relationships with others. We respect our own and others' boundaries, and we communicate assertively. Self-love helps us make better decisions based on what we really want and need. Feeling good about ourselves has a positive impact on our mental and emotional health. It reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. By reducing stress and anxiety, we are better able to be creative and productive. Self-love drives us to grow and reach our full potential. It allows us to explore new opportunities and step out of our comfort zone. It allows us to face life's challenges with greater strength and flexibility. It gives us greater satisfaction with life because by valuing and appreciating what we have, we experience a greater sense of fulfillment and happiness. Myths about self-love. Self-love is a concept that is often misunderstood, giving rise to a number of myths that can hinder our personal growth. It is important to demystify these beliefs in order to cultivate genuine and healthy self-love. Many people confuse self-love with narcissism or egocentrism. However, self-love involves valuing oneself, not overvaluing oneself above others. A very common myth is that to love yourself, you have to be perfect. The reality is that we all have flaws, and that is part of being human. Self-love involves accepting ourselves with all our imperfections. There are those who think that self-love is selfish, but taking care of yourself and setting boundaries is not selfish, but a basic necessity for our well-being. Taking care of ourselves first puts us in a better position to take care of others. Loving yourself doesn't mean loving others less. In fact, self-love allows us to love more fully and healthily. Psychological and emotional benefits of self-love. Self-love is an investment in our emotional well-being. By cultivating it, we are sowing the seeds of a fuller, more satisfying life. It is like a lighthouse that guides our path in life. When we value and accept ourselves as we are, we experience a series of benefits that positively impact our mental and emotional health. It's like giving your inner self a hug every day. When you truly love yourself, you feel calmer, more self-confident, and even happier. It's like having a superpower that helps you face anything. It helps you live life to the fullest and enjoy every moment. You might think, so far everything said sounds very nice, ideal. But how can we manifest self-love in our daily lives? There is a lot of talk about self-love. We are told that we must love ourselves first if we aspire to be loved by others. But they do not explain to us how to cultivate it, how to achieve it, and its importance in our lives. There are several treatises and books that talk to us about self-love, but most of the time in a more technical way that is often difficult to understand. That's why we wanted to bring you this video with an easier way to understand this important factor for human beings. And how do you get it? This is where many get stuck. There are thousands of tips out there, but sometimes it seems like they are all very general. What does it really mean to love yourself? How do you know if you're doing it right? The truth is, self-love is a personal journey, and what works for one person may not work for another. Next, we will delve into the specific strategies and techniques we can implement to foster self-love. We will explore various tools and perspectives that will allow us to cultivate a healthier and more compassionate relationship with ourselves. Are you surprised to learn that many of your thoughts about self-love might be wrong? Read on to discover the truth. Next, we will proceed to demystify the most common misconceptions about self-love. We will take a detailed look at the obstacles that could be preventing you from moving towards healthy self-esteem and greater self-acceptance. Number 1. Self-love does not mean isolating yourself. Self-love doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. On the contrary, when we love ourselves, we are better able to form authentic and meaningful relationships with others. Self-love is a shared journey, not a lonely island. Believing that self-love means being self-sufficient is a common misconception. Self-love allows us to acknowledge and accept our vulnerabilities, allowing us to connect with others more deeply and authentically. It's not about being invincible, but about being able to ask for help and support when we need it. Self-love is often misunderstood as a state of complete independence. However, self-love does not mean denying the need for companionship and human connection. Rather, it is a solid foundation from which we can build healthy, lasting relationships. Number 2. Self-love involves being vulnerable. Self-love is a journey towards healing our emotional wounds. a process of opening ourselves to the world with vulnerability and authenticity. By trusting who we really are, we can make deeper, more meaningful connections with others, both romantically and in our friendships. Denying yourself the opportunity to love and be loved is like sabotaging your own happiness. By closing your heart, you deprive yourself of enriching experiences and deep connections that can transform your life. Romantic love is a fundamental part of the human experience. By avoiding it, you are missing out on one of the greatest sources of joy and pleasure. The connections we make with others are fundamental to our happiness and well-being. Isolating ourselves or avoiding vulnerability is depriving ourselves of the deep connections that enrich our lives and make us feel part of something bigger. Human connection is a catalyst for personal growth. By opening ourselves up to others and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we broaden our horizons, learn from new experiences, and develop a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Life is full of ups and downs. There will be times when you feel hurt, betrayed, or lost. But remember that self-love is your anchor, the strength that will allow you to overcome any storm and come out stronger. You will learn, grow, and reinvent yourself as many times as necessary, always with the unconditional support of your own being. Number 3, self-love is not about pride. Celebrating our accomplishments is wonderful, but confusing that emotion with self-love is a common mistake. Feeling good about a one-time success, such as landing a job or receiving a compliment, is not the same as accepting and valuing our intrinsic worth, regardless of our external achievements. It's normal to feel happy and proud of our achievements, but self-love goes far beyond those moments of euphoria. Self-love is a deep and consistent acceptance of ourselves, even on days when we don't achieve our goals or receive recognition. Self-love is not a trophy that is won with each goal achieved, but a safe haven that we can always turn to. It is like a warm hug that comforts us, both in times of triumph and in times of difficulty. Number 4, self-love implies imperfection. You must take advantage of all those failures, rejections, and mistakes to seize the opportunities that are presented to you to put into practice the lessons that these situations taught you and improve your self-love. It's not about congratulating yourself when you win, it's about learning from failure. Self-love is the force that drives you to stand up when the inner voice whispers thousands of criticisms and doubts. It is the courage to challenge your negative thoughts and choose to believe in yourself despite the circumstances. Self-love is making a conscious decision to be kind to yourself, even when your mind is bombarding you with self-destructive thoughts. It is an act of rebellion against your own limiting beliefs. Make the decision to think differently. Self-love is about accepting our mistakes, feeling guilty, recognizing our faults without judging ourselves. Change your internal dialogue to incorporate some self-compassion, to give yourself forgiveness, to be able to practice patience and tell yourself, I am a human being, not a robot. This does not define me. I am not going to identify with a bad day and use it to define my future capabilities and where I can go. Remember that you can still achieve all the goals you set for yourself. By embracing your imperfections, you allow yourself to be truly authentic. Number 5, self-love is not a destination. Self-love is not a one-time task that you have to complete, nor that you have to do correctly and without mistakes. Self-love is not a final destination, but rather an ongoing process. As we grow and evolve, our needs and desires change, and self-love allows us to adapt to these changes. It is an ongoing thing that is always adapting and evolving as you grow and evolve as a human being. Each stage of life can have a particular conception of self-love. For example, if you are a teenager and you are going through that difficult age where you begin to spread your wings and go out into the world, your self-love can mean feeling more confident to join society. If you are in the young adult age, your self-love may guide you to achieve greater personal growth and to let go of external validation. You are no longer interested in being the most popular, but rather in feeling better about yourself and taking care of your intellectual preparation and your physical and mental health. When you reach adulthood and independence, the triumphs and failures begin. This is where your self-love must show you the way to love yourself even more through them, because these failures will make you mature, strengthen your character, and acquire a learning that you will not find in books. When you lead a balanced life filled with self-love, you will be able to reach full, joyful, and satisfying golden years. Patience is an important part of self-love because it is a never-ending journey. There is no point in getting frustrated with yourself if you didn't achieve something you wanted, or if you had to go back to square one to do it better. You need to be comfortable with the fact that you will continually have to evolve and adapt to the changes of each of your ages and through all of your phases, and continue to love yourself. Number 6. Self-love is not selfish. What is the line between self-love and being selfish? Is it putting myself first over others or not caring about them? Many people think that loving themselves will make them unpleasant or bad people because they will be too self-absorbed. And it's not just about that, it's about investing in yourself. By working on your confidence and overcoming your insecurities, you're not only benefiting yourself, but you're also becoming the best version of yourself, radiating that positivity to everyone around you. When you truly love yourself, you become a magnet for healthy and fulfilling relationships. By taking care of your emotional well-being, you attract people who value and appreciate you just the way you are. By loving yourself more, your relationships with others become more authentic. You no longer feel compelled to project an image that you are not, but can connect with others from a place of true authenticity and empathy. When you value and know yourself deeply, you become a source of inspiration for others. Your personal growth allows you to share your learnings and experiences in a more meaningful way. Number 7. Self-love is not self-centeredness. Self-awareness is the fundamental pillar of self-love. To cultivate this love, it is essential to carry out a deep self-analysis that allows us to identify and accept both our virtues and our defects. This process involves recognizing those qualities that we wish to enhance, as well as those that limit our personal growth and therefore require transformation. Knowing yourself is the first step to loving yourself. In order to truly love yourself, you have to be honest with yourself and recognize your shadows. What things do you dislike about yourself? What would you like to change? By accepting your flaws, you can work on them and become the best version of yourself. Self-awareness is the process of exploring our mind and heart. By understanding our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can identify dysfunctional patterns and develop strategies to overcome them. This deep knowledge of ourselves is essential to building a solid and lasting self-esteem, not only to serve yourself, your future self, or your inner child, but also the other people around you. Loving yourself doesn't mean feeling superior to others. It means recognizing your own worth without underestimating the worth of others. It is entering a space with the confidence that you are worthy and at the same time with the humility of knowing that we are all equal. Self-love is not arrogance, but self-confidence. It is knowing who you are and what you are worth, but without losing sight of the fact that we all have our own struggles and qualities. It is combining self-confidence with empathy for others. It involves becoming more self-assured, more internally confident, and being able to support and celebrate other people's successes and strengths without seeing them as competition or a direct threat. Number 8. Self-love is not the same as self-care. Self-love is very different from self-care. Taking care of yourself is much more than a beauty routine. It is a commitment to your physical and emotional well-being. It involves everything from basic care like grooming and exercise to deeper practices like meditation and introspection. Self-love, on the other hand, goes beyond appearances. It is a journey into our inner self, a process of self-discovery and transformation. It includes activities such as keeping a journal, working on our limiting beliefs, and seeking therapeutic support. Number 9. Self-love is not dependent on external factors. Your self-esteem is an inner beacon, a compass that guides you regardless of external circumstances. You recognize that you are a valuable and unique being, and that your opinion of yourself is the most authentic and powerful one that exists. This self-knowledge allows you to connect with your deepest dreams and your best intentions. Your emotional well-being does not depend on the approval of others, but on the relationship you have with yourself. By understanding that you are an imperfect but lovable human being, you cultivate self-compassion that allows you to accept your mistakes and celebrate your achievements. This deep connection with yourself gives you the clarity you need to pursue your goals and live an authentic life. Your opinion of yourself is the most important judgment you will ever make. No one knows you better than you do. No one shares your dreams and hopes like you do. By trusting your own worth, you free yourself from the need to seek external approval and build a solid, unshakable self-esteem. Number 10. Mistakes don't define you. Self-love doesn't allow you to put yourself down or insist that you're not good enough. We are human, and some mistakes are inevitable and absolutely normal. We should not let these mistakes make us think that we are not good enough and that we will not get where we want to go. Having hope for the future and that everything you want will come true is choosing to focus on who you really are, your inner thoughts, your inner hopes, rather than on what the actual physical situation is. Life is a constant process of learning and growth. Mistakes are simply milestones along that path. Instead of blaming yourself for them, be grateful for the opportunities they have given you to get to know yourself better and expand your horizons. Number 11. Self-love involves reparenting. When we think of unconditional love, we often think of the love a parent has for their child. I want you to imagine right now that you have a child and how you would treat them and love them and want to give them the affection and care that maybe you never had or that you know they deserve. But before you can give that to your child, you have to give that to yourself. You're making sure that he's getting fresh air, that he's experiencing the world, that he's making great memories. You're making sure that he's having healthy, well-balanced meals. You have to take care of yourself in the same way, because if you are able to be there for your child, your best friend, or your partner, then why are you not giving that same attention, love, and care to yourself? Daily practices to cultivate self-love. Below, we'll introduce you to a series of practical tools that will help you cultivate genuine and lasting self-love. From mindfulness exercises to self-compassion techniques, we'll explore different ways to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Self-love is a personal journey, and what works for one person may not work for another. The first thing is to be honest with ourselves. Recognize our needs, our fears, and our strengths. Experiment with different practices and find what resonates with you. The most important thing is to be kind to yourself at all times. Meditation. Set aside a few minutes each day to meditate. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and observe your thoughts without trying to control them. At first, it may be helpful to follow guided meditations designed especially for beginners. This practice will help you connect with yourself and develop greater awareness of your thoughts and emotions. Conscious breathing. Take deep, conscious breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, filling your lungs with air, and exhale gently through your mouth. This diaphragmatic breathing technique will help you calm your nervous system, reduce anxiety, and focus your attention on the present moment. Turn your breath into an anchor that connects you to the here and now. Inhale calm and exhale tension. Let each inhalation be an invitation to serenity, and each exhalation a release from worries. Journaling. Spend a few minutes each day writing in a personal journal. It's like having a confidant who always listens to you. Write down your deepest thoughts, your most intense emotions, and everything you are grateful for. You will see how putting your feelings into words helps you clarify your ideas, reduce stress, and foster greater self-knowledge. Release your creative soul. Allow your thoughts to flow freely without judging them. Explore your emotions, your dreams, and your fears. Writing is a wonderful way to connect with yourself and discover new facets of your personality. Nature walks. Nature has a calming and rejuvenating effect. Recharge your mind and body by connecting with nature. A walk in the woods or an afternoon in the park will allow you to disconnect from daily stress and enjoy the tranquility that only nature can offer. Let the bird song and the breeze on your face transport you to a state of calm and well-being. Personal care. Make sure you get enough sleep to give your body and mind a rest. Nourishing your body with healthy foods will make you feel better about yourself. Find a physical activity that you enjoy, whether it's yoga, dancing, or running. Taking care of your physical appearance will help you feel more confident and attractive. Spend time doing activities that relax you and that you enjoy, such as reading, listening to music, or taking a hot bath. Goal setting. Chart a clear course toward your dreams. Define specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Break your goals down into small actions and celebrate each achievement. Remember that success is a journey, not a destination, so enjoy the process and don't give up when faced with obstacles. Continuous learning. Learn something new every day, whether it's a new language, a skill, or a hobby. Investing in your personal growth is the best investment you can make. Learning something new will not only make you more interesting, but it will also open doors to new opportunities. Why not sign up for a photography course, learn to play an instrument, or start writing a blog? The possibilities are endless. Continuous learning is essential for personal and professional development. By acquiring new skills and knowledge, we broaden our perspective, increase our creativity, and stay up to date in an ever-changing world. Have you ever wondered how the universe works, or how chocolate is made? Curiosity is the driving force of all learning. By seeking answers to your questions, you will not only acquire new knowledge, but you will also develop critical thinking and a greater capacity for wonder. Celebrate your achievements. Recognize and celebrate your successes. Cultivate the habit of recognizing and celebrating your achievements, big or small. This practice will not only make you feel good, but it will also motivate you to continue growing and improving. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend time with people who inspire and support you. The company we choose has a direct impact on our emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with positive and optimistic people can be like balm for the soul. By spending time with those who inspire and support you, you will be cultivating an environment that nurtures your personal growth and motivates you to achieve your goals. Interpersonal relationships are essential for our development. By cultivating friendships and bonds with people who value and encourage you, you will be building a solid support network that will accompany you in good times and in difficult times. Carefully select the people who form part of your inner circle. By surrounding yourself with positive people, you will be creating an environment conducive to the development of your self-love and the achievement of your goals. Intentional joy. Your happiness is your responsibility, and no one else can give it to you. Don't wait for perfect circumstances to be happy. You have the power to create your own joy, here and now. Stop waiting and start creating. Happiness is not something you find, but something you build day by day with your actions and decisions. No matter what the circumstance, no matter what phase or era of your life you are in, you can create that happiness and intentional joy that should be a fundamental part of your life. Self-esteem. It involves looking back, seeing how you've grown, how far you've come. Whether it's looking through old photos, reading old journal entries, or just thinking about times when you struggled so much it was almost painful. Everything that hit you over the years is now completely over and healed, and you live a much better life as a result. There are so many things that we once wanted that we now have because we gave them to ourselves. We earned them for ourselves. Have you noticed that we rarely pay attention to much of what we have because we are so obsessed with the future that we don't think about what it meant to achieve them at the time? Self-esteem is to be present, is to realize how far you have come. Self-esteem is also dating yourself, dressing for yourself, giving yourself the good conversation you focus so much on, and giving to others. Every detail, no matter how insignificant, that you give to others, you must begin to give to yourself. Just like you would dress up nicely for a date to impress the other person, you should start impressing yourself because you feel good when you look good. Accept your imperfections. No one is perfect, and that's a wonderful thing. Embrace your imperfections as part of your uniqueness. Accepting yourself as you are is the first step towards self-love. We are like mosaics, made up of unique and sometimes slightly irregular pieces. These imperfect pieces are what make us authentic and special. Embrace your personal mosaic. Your imperfections don't make you less valuable. On the contrary, they make you human. Learning to love those little flaws will give you incredible strength. Perfection is an unattainable ideal. Beauty lies in imperfection, in diversity. Celebrating our peculiarities is an act of courage and authenticity. Positive affirmations. Repeat phrases like, I am capable, I love and accept myself, I deserve the best, daily. Display. Close your eyes and create a vivid image of the person you want to be. How do you feel? What are you doing? What have you achieved? Visualizing your goals in a clear and detailed way is the first step to making them a reality. Let this image inspire you and motivate you to take the necessary actions to make it your reality. Set healthy boundaries. Stand firm and respectfully in your space. Learning to say no does not mean being rude or impolite. On the contrary, it is a way of communicating your needs and limits to others in a clear and assertive manner. For example, instead of saying, I can't help you because I don't want to, you can say, I appreciate your trust, but right now I don't have the capacity to take on that task. Assertive communication allows you to express your feelings without blaming others. Invest in your emotional well-being. By setting healthy boundaries, you are giving yourself the most valuable gift, your peace of mind. When you protect yourself from situations or people that drain you, you have more energy to focus on what really matters to you. Imagine your time and energy as limited resources. By setting boundaries, you are investing wisely in what nourishes you and makes you happy. Practicing self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for past decisions, treat your mind like you would treat a friend. If a friend made a mistake, would you harshly criticize him or her, or offer support and words of encouragement? Self-compassion involves recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that you are human with the right to make mistakes. Instead of focusing on what you did wrong, focus on learning from the experience and growing as a person. The past is in the past. Instead of getting stuck on past mistakes, focus on the present. What can you do now to improve your situation? Accepting your past decisions frees you from the emotional burden and allows you to direct your energy toward the future. Remember that every day is a new opportunity to create the life you want. Imagine your life as a journey. Every road you take, even the ones that lead to dead ends, is part of your adventure. Instead of regretting that you took the wrong path, celebrate the lessons you learned along the way. Every experience, positive or negative, has shaped you into the person you are today. We have come to the end of our discussion today, and we can summarize that self-love is loving yourself through it all, through mistakes, through repeated failures, through growth, through learning, through comebacks, through victories. Self-love is a journey of self-discovery and continuous growth. It is loving yourself at every stage of life, celebrating achievements, and learning from mistakes. It is a constant practice that allows us to become the best version of ourselves. By cultivating self-love, we open the doors to new experiences, strengthen our relationships, and find a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Loving yourself is telling yourself, "I love it when I make mistakes because I learn from them. I like how I recover from my falls. I love how I adapt to changes. I am not the same person I was last year." Loving yourself means being happy that you continue to receive so many challenges that make you grow through each stage of your life and each situation. Cultivating self-love is a process that takes time and effort. It is not something that is achieved overnight. It is an ongoing process that requires practice and patience. By cultivating self-love, we are investing in our present and future well-being. I really hope this video was inspiring and also eye-opening. If so, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Celebrate your life. Think about what makes you feel good about yourself. Dancing like crazy in your room, taking a bubble bath, or just sitting down to read a good book. Do more of that. And remember, nobody is perfect, so stop being so hard on yourself. Start loving yourself the way you deserve. Leave your opinions in the comments box. I would like to read what you say. I am enough. I deserve the best. I love myself and take care of myself. Thank you for joining me. We will meet again in the next video so that we can continue exploring together the fascinating and complex world of human behavior.